What is flavor fasting 5 to 2? Simply, it's a dietary approach designed to cater to our social and emotional needs. Hi, I'm Dr. Neil Schwartz, and when I'm done explaining this concept, you will be left with the thought, I think I can actually do this. The basic technology is derived from innovations used by competitive bodybuilders. We are going to modify several of these tricks to meet the social and emotional needs of the everyday person. How do competitive bodybuilders get down to 5% body fat while eating large meals every single day? How is that possible? The answer is, they have mastered the art of choosing the type of food they eat in such an extreme manner that they are able to gorge themselves on high volumes of food while dropping belly fat. It's clever and extreme, and we can use aspects of this technology to guide our level-headed approach. Premise number 1. Of all the things we ingest, fat is the most dense nutrient of all, over 2-fold more dense in storable energy than both carbs and protein. Therefore, when you eat fat, any fat, it goes right into heavy storage. Premise number 2. Great flavor comes from fat. This is not a survival coincidence. If you get that, you will understand that every time you are eating something that tastes delicious, you are likely eating fat. It hides itself, particularly in the oil added to our meals, the dressing, the butter, the marinade, the sauce, and of course, the cheese. All you need to know is this logic. Flavor equals fat, and fat is 2 times higher in energy density than any other food. So when we quote flavor fast, we are essentially going on fat patrol and temporarily creating other ways to enjoy a meal without fat. Not every meal, mind you, just the ones we are ready to modify. Which brings us to the next chapter. Here's what the flavor fasting modification looks like. We're going to try to minimize both fat and carbs like a professional bodybuilder for selected meals. Essentially, this leaves us with just lean protein and green veggies for the meals that we are flavor fasting. It's going to be like a fast, only we are still eating. The lean protein and green veggies have such a low density of energy that even though we're eating and filling our belly, we're really still in a partial fast. That's what it's going to feel like to our metabolic system. Here are the 4 basic intensity levels as examples of how you can customize your individual approach. Level 1, modify breakfast only. Level 2, modify breakfast and lunch only, dinner unchanged for any social or emotional reasons. Level 3, my current diet. Breakfast and lunch modified and dinner modified 5 days a week, unmodified 2 days a week, quote, flavor fasting 5 to 2. At this time, I am sustaining 7.5% body fat using this approach. Level 4, the extreme cut. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner modified 7 days a week, usually for a set amount of time. An entire life without a fun fatty meal is not something I would promote. Ask yourself, what are you willing to alter for now? Then choose the intensity level that's right for you. Some like to go intense to see maximally potent results, while others like to take it slow and not change too much at once. The most popular starting point is a significant alteration in breakfast and lunch while leaving dinner unchanged. Details of altering breakfast. Level 1. The internal conversation here is, quote, breakfast is a joke. We don't need it. We are less emotional, less food focused, less lonely, less social, and more busy in the morning. This is a great opportunity to burn our belly fat as our fuel. So if you want to skip breakfast altogether or only have a cup of coffee, that's one option. As a less intense alternative to completely fasting for breakfast, we can just quote, flavor fast breakfast, meaning we're going to avoid all fat and starchy carbs in the morning. Examples of a flavor fasted breakfast would be non-fat milk, protein powder and water or in non-fat milk, egg whites without oil or cheese, and most vegetables without oil added. Reminder, when flavor fasting, skip the oil in the pan. It nullifies the whole approach. Find another way to make it not stick or just scrape it off. Did you know there are 14 grams of fat in 1 tablespoon of ultralight cooking oil? That's as much fat as a hamburger. And for those of you who love to talk about good fats, I call that a form of false reassurance, as fat is always high density in energy, and that energy stores as belly fat. Level 2, altering breakfast and lunch. Same concept as breakfast. Quote, lunch is a joke, meaning a proper meal midday is not necessary for energy. Skip it or flavor fast it, meaning we eat no oil, fat, or starchy carbs until dinner. Level 3, flavor fasting 5 to 2. For those who want more rapid results with some leeway for regular meals, you can just copy exactly what I'm doing to sustain 7.5% body fat. Minimize breakfast and lunch as before with modified fasting or flavor fasting. Then, for roughly 5 days a week, I eat a nice sized meal for dinner that fills me up, but it is flavor fasted, minimizing both fat and carbs. Essentially, leaving us with just protein and veggies, and we will talk about recipes in a moment. 2 days a week, I eat great flavor and have whatever foods I have eaten my entire life. A typical American dinner without being too reckless. Level 4, same as level 3 without the 2 normal meals per week. This is for the extremists looking for a turbo boost of total control, usually a short-term plan, then later change to a more reasonable setup. So what does this flavor fasted meal look like? And is it good? Satisfying? Still fun?